Welcome back to the Geek Heart Knit Club, your weekly source for all that's new in the world of knitting. I am Sam, Knitmaster Extraordinaire Suvak. Alongside Cody, check out these yarn balls, T-Trick. Cody, it is so nice to have you. Tell me, how has the woolly world of knitting been treating you?
Sam, it's just been spectacular. I love knitting so much. It's so stress relieving to knit. I made a sweater today for my cat. Lovely.
What color was it?
It was bright orange with pink laces around the neck.
Oh, I bet your cat just looks lovely in that. Oh, I can't. You'll have to post some pictures in our Discord. I think everyone will definitely want to see that.
Yes. The Geek Heart Knit Club Discord. Yeah. Amazing.
Well, let's just get right into it then and talk about the projects we've been working on. So Cody, if you'll remember last week, I mentioned that I was getting ready for a baby shower, and my goal was to knit 7 pairs of baby booties for the shower. Now, Cody, you know I had a pretty busy week. Tell me, how many pairs of baby booties do you think I got knitted?
Well, Sam, I think you're just an extraordinary knitter, so you probably went above and beyond and made 8, just to be safe.
Cody, I like the way you think. Turns out I kind of got on a roll, and all of a sudden I had 43 pairs of baby booties that I knitted. That's just that's how knitting is, you know.
Yeah.
So Cody, last week you had told me that you were working on a scarf for your mother, even though it's kind of not winter anymore. Were you still working on that? You've worked on the cat sweater. Did you have anything else that you've been doing this week?
So I've been trying to make an infinity scarf.
Ooh.
And so the fun thing about that is it goes on forever. So I think it'll be a long project, but I'm willing to commit because my mother deserves a warm neck.
How many balls of yarn have you already put into the infinity scarf?
A solid 59.
Wow. That's gonna... I think she'll know that you love her by how much effort you put into this scarf for her. You really are a great son, so...
Thank you, Sam. I really needed to hear that. Makes the project all that more meaningful to me.
Yeah. Well, we could go on and on about our projects, but let's move on to the news. It's our most exciting part of the show. Cody, I don't know if you saw this. It just came out yesterday. It's kind of breaking news.
Oh.
You know our favorite knitting accessory company, Rethread, they just announced a brand new style of knitting needle.
Oh.
Let me check my notes here. Oh, it's called the Tooncast 500. And these knitting needles, Cody, they have Bluetooth speakers in them, so you can listen to your tunes as you're knitting.
Oh, and it's kind of like you're knitting the music into whatever you're knitting. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, if you knit in time with it, it would just be so wonderful. Also, I mean, people could listen to this podcast while they're knitting on their needles.
They could.
My God.
There you go.
I'm pretty excited about this. It was just a little teaser announcement, so they didn't go into the full details. They didn't list a price. They said they'll have more info for us later this summer, probably at Y3, the big knitting conference.
Yes.
So we'll just have to wait to see about that. But I'm excited for it. I love technology and I love knitting, and you put them together, and it's just magic.
Yeah.
All right, well, before we go, we did have a listener question that someone wrote in. So we'll just go through this real quick, Cody, okay? All right, this is from our dear friend Green Guy from the Discord. And Green Guy wrote in and said, "Hey, knitting geeks. I've gotten myself into a bit of a sticky situation and could use some advice. A friend requested I knit a special sweater for their mother, and of course I said yes. However, when she showed me the yarn she'd picked out for it, I was horrified to find the colors clashed violently. My friend was really excited about it though, and said she thinks it'll look great. But I'm worried that a sweater made from this combination of colors will be so ugly. I don't want to hurt my friend's feelings, but I'm ashamed to make something I know will look bad. What should I do? Cody, this is a really tough one.
It is.
Oh my God.
We've all been there though, haven't we?
Well, and unfortunately, usually I would say the best thing to do is immediately when they tell you, show you the thing, is to say right then, oh, that's an interesting color combination, but I feel like, those colors don't necessarily complement each other so well. And then you could make a suggestion for something else. But if you don't say something right away and then you have to come back to it later, I don't know how to deal with that, Cody. Do you have any suggestions?
I think you just need to politely suggest that maybe these two colors don't go together. And if they don't take that well then just do what they asked. And maybe their mother will still love it. You never know.
I mean, to be fair, maybe the daughter inherited her bad sense of color from her mother. And so maybe they do have the same taste and the mother would really love it. Yeah. So, you just have to try to make the best of whatever situation you're dealt. So, well, we hope that was helpful, Green Guy. Thank you for writing in. I think that was a great show, Cody. I love our weekly knitting talk. This is just the best part of my week. I think that's going to do it until next week. So until then, everyone, may your needles be swift and your yarn be plentiful. Cody, take it away.
We're just two geeks who like to yarn. Do needles.
Hello and welcome to episode 56 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. I am Sam Suvak alongside Cody Tetrick. Cody, you get the highest marks ever for your improv skills. You did a fantastic job. Did you have a good time?
Yes, I was cracking up during that entire thing. Thank you so much for springing that on me.
Well, and happy April Fool's Day, everybody. That's why we did that.
I did it. I was so confused. I was like, why are we doing this? I mean, it's a bit. I'm in for it. But
so you're such a good sport. You go along with it regardless. You don't need to know why. You're just in for a good time. So this episode comes out on April 1st, April Fool's Day. And so I wanted to do something fun for it. I love a good prank. And I've been trying to think of something fun to do for a while. And this one came to me a couple weeks ago. And I spent many days thinking about it and whether or not I should tell you what we were going to do or whether I should just have you have to deal with it. And I think that's always a really fun way to handle things because you handle things so well when we do our improv. So, yeah.
That was pretty good. I was losing it throughout that entire thing. I was like, what's happening?
You kept it together really well, though. Also, fun announcement. Cody, you don't even know this. And this is no joke, okay? We have a new shirt available in our Teespring store. And it is, in fact, a Geek Heart Knit Club shirt.
Yay!
Yay!
It happened!
It took a really long time because, I'm not good at graphics. And I wanted to get, a little yarn ball with needles graphic. But, yarn balls seem hard to graphic, so I didn't. I ended up it's two knitting needles, and they're kind of stabbed through the heart, but knitting needles would be through a ball of yarn, so the heart is the yarn. And if you know that and you see the Geek Heart Knit Club with it, it should make sense. Otherwise, it looks like just railroad spikes stabbed through a heart, which also probably is fine. But
badass, if you ask me.
Yeah, so it's about time that we got a new shirt. So. That is live for you at geekheartgames.com/shirts. So, I'll just go ahead and say I don't have any other pranks planned for today's show. I don't know if something might arise while we're recording, or if Cody is going to just whip something out. You never know with him, so.
That's... I feel like that was a sexual innuendo, but...
Whipping it out usually is, so. Yeah. I mean, okay. It's fine. All right. So. All right. I don't know, we missed our regular check-in. Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a pretty good week. Just making it. A lot of cool video game news going on this week. I mean, we're recording the day before a big announcement, so. Are
we for real, or are you just saying that?
No, for real.
What's happening tomorrow?
Borderlands 3 is possible.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, everyone should be excited about that. Yeah. So that's fine. So
it's just a game that's been talked about for like years at this fucking point. Like.
So to be fair, I've never played very much Borderlands. I've just played a little bit because I got into it so long after it was out that it wasn't playing with people. It was just like I could play by myself.
I've never beaten a Borderlands game like ever.
Hey.
So maybe we could finally play one and beat one together because Jesus Christ.
I'm ready to play one, so I think it'll be fun. Everyone's excited about Borderlands. People love Borderlands. I loved Tales from the Borderlands, which is in the same universe, and so I say that counts. That's one of my favorite games of all time. So PAX East is this weekend, so there's probably going to be all kinds of gaming news that we're not caught up on just yet when this comes out, but if it's cool enough, we'll talk about it next week. So
Hell yeah.
But all right, let's get into some video game talk. So I'll start this off. Battlefield 5 had their update with their Battle Royale called Firestorm, not Stormfront like I previously thought. I don't know why I thought that. Who knows where the mind comes up with these things. All right, Cody, you didn't play any of this, did you?
No, I didn't. I watched some gameplay, so I kind of know what's going on.
Yeah. I really liked Battlefield 5. I had a lot of fun with it when I was playing it before. I don't necessarily like your typical battle royales, and this does kind of play more like your typical battle royale, like a PUBG or like a Black Ops Blackout. And I think the biggest thing that maybe defines that more is the maps are a lot bigger and stuff is more spread out, so there's a lot of kind of dead space where you're just kind of like running around.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, I don't know, it didn't quite do it for me. I also had some problems with the audio because when you're walking around, your footsteps and your noises, like as you're walking through grass, is really loud. And I felt that sometimes I would stop walking and like maybe there'd still be some grass waving or something for like a split second after that. And it would sound like there was somebody else there, but really it was just me. And it was like so loud. I was like, I don't know how you're supposed to hear when somebody else is nearby when yourself is making so much noise. So that was difficult for me. Found out the hard way, when you pick up guns in Battlefield 5's Firestorm, they're not loaded. So when you pick it up, the first thing you got to do is load that gun.
Oh, okay.
Which, the first gun you pick up, it kind of automatically starts loading, which is fine. Yeah. But then like you pick up your secondary or your third gun and it just kind of goes in inventory and you don't think about it. You get in a fight, you're shooting, you're like, let me switch to my other gun. Uh-oh, that one's not loaded.
Yeah.
Learned that the hard way. Like, I like to learn things the hard way. No, I do. I always just fuck stuff up. There are a lot of vehicles, which I didn't get to do any of like the tanks or the flying choppers or anything, but I did drive a few cars. This is exactly what happened, Cody. I got into a car and I was driving. I was like, oh, this driving feels fine. It's perfectly fine. All of a sudden I was in the water and I was like, what just happened? Completely drove off the road. I don't know. And so,
all right,
yeah, so driving's not the best for me. Also, when you're driving, like the car might have a gun, but like you don't get to shoot the gun. You have to have a buddy to handle the gun part while you handle the driving.
So were you doing solo squads or?
I did like 2 solo games first, just to like familiarize myself with how to do it, because like I didn't want to make anyone suffer through me learning how to play a game. And then I did 2 squad games. Okay, also, which is kind of cool. It's got like, because in Battlefield you'll have objectives and you're like, go claim this location or whatever, and so it has that in Firestorm. Like locations will pop up that are resupply stations, and you have to go try to claim it. And then I guess if you claim it, you get some stuff delivered. Maybe, I don't really know, because let me tell you, I never successfully captured anything. I tried to, ended up dead, because that's a really good spot to hang out and try to kill people when they go try to claim the point. Yeah. So, but that's cool. Also, just the Firestorm itself is really cool, because like any other Battle Royale game you're playing, you're like, whatever, oh, I'm in the storm for a little bit, it's fine, I'll come out, I'll heal. Like, you see a wall of fire coming at you, and you know it's a game, but you're like, I do not want to be in that fire. Like, no, like, I don't think I would be okay with that. Like, you can go stand in the fire in Apex Legends and you're fine, but no. Also, just the way it destroys buildings and stuff as it's coming in is really cool. Like, I was inside this barn, and, like, I saw where it was going to end just close to me, but I could stay in the barn. And so, like, this whole barn is being destroyed as the fire is coming towards me, and it was really cool. But yeah, so I played the squads. When you jump out of the plane and you're parachuting down, like your parachutes are huge and like slow moving and very easy to see. So it's very clear to see when there are people landing near you. Whereas some games like Apex Legends, sometimes it's not as clear. Like you could land and then be like, oh, somebody else was here? I didn't even know. But like this is pretty clear, so you get some warning. So my second squad game, we were landing. I think there were only 3 of us in our squad, and like we were landing in this little area, but then all these other people were coming too. So I was like, no, I'm gonna peel off to these houses kind of on the side. So I was over there trying to get some guns, and then I was gonna come back, but like my teammates got killed pretty quickly, because I mean, it was a bad place to land, really. And then, so like no one had been on mics the whole time, but then after they both died, this one guy got on mics and was extremely aggressive and insulting to me. Like I wasn't on mics at all, but it's just like, and it was a stupid insult too. Like he sounded stupid when he said it, but still it was like upsetting to hear. I was just like, man, that sucks that happens. And like I play Apex a lot, and there'll be people on comms, and sometimes they'll say stuff at the end like, oh, our teammate didn't do anything helpful, and I'm like, yeah, that was me, and I didn't do anything helpful, it's fine. But like I've never had somebody in Apex just like be aggressive and mean just to be mean, and so like that was kind of frustrating, and I was like, so that, I mean,
think about it like this, that dude's probably like a dude bro, and he's probably living in his mom's basement, so do you, okay? No, yeah. Well, and his insult, if he'd actually thought about it, was kind of insulting to him at the time also, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, I was like, man, I don't want to play squads anymore, but really, I don't want to play that game anymore. Like, I just want to go play Apex, because it's like, I just have so much more fun with it. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that are having fun with it, and that's great for them, because, I mean, it captures more of that World War II feel of combat in a Battle Royale. But yeah, I was just like, Although I will say afterwards, I went and played just like a regular multiplayer domination map, and it took forever to get into a game. But once we got in, I had a blast. I was like, man, this game really is fun. So I still like the regular Battlefield, but I don't know. Stormfront. What are you going to do? Everything have a Firestorm, not Stormfront, Sam.
Sorry, Firestorm. I don't know what our problem is.
Everything I've seen, like, people are really enjoying it. I've seen a couple people complain about the tanks sometimes being a little, like, hard to get rid of, because like if you don't find the things to destroy the tank, you're kind of screwed. And then their looting system currently is pretty bad, apparently, because apparently if you kill someone, everything just flies everywhere.
So I never killed anyone, so I didn't experience this until I was dead, and I was like, let me just spectate for a minute. And it's like I saw, and there was just like this overflowing pile of stuff where I had died, and I'm like, that does not seem
come out and said like they're fixing that, they're gonna add like a different mechanic to looting, so that's good. At least they're
but I mean, couldn't you thought that one through? Somebody could have said that's probably not the best idea, but
I like Apex's way of doing like death loot, because like it's all there on the side, you scroll through it, and it's just nice.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So in Firestorm, your inventory is like always visible pretty large on the side of your screen, and then like you can go into it to expand it. Also, like if you pick up armor, you have to go equip it, which I didn't know the first game. So like I had this armor that was completely useless because I never equipped it. And then like I'm not really sure how a lot of the stuff works in that inventory. So, but I don't know. Hey, it's a free update to Battlefield 5. So if you haven't, you can try it. And if not, hey, go play Apex or something else. So, all right.
The good news is there's a Battle Royale for everyone at this point. Like,
there really is. I mean, there's even a Tetris one. Well, actually, there's not. There's not a Battle Royale for everyone yet. As soon as they make the dating sim Battle Royale, there will be a Battle Royale for everyone, I think.
Okay.
So, but it's coming, I'm sure.
I know 100%. Someone's working on that.
Yeah. All right, Cody, what have you been up to?
Oh, so, hey, I decided I wanted to play a new video game. This is kind of exciting. So the other night, I follow a couple YouTubers, and one of the ones I follow is a guy named SkillUp. He is a very, he does video game reviews for lots of different games, and I like the way he looks at video games. He realizes like these are labors of love, and like they take time, but then he's also like won't take the bullshit and like calls companies out if something's not good. And his review of Division 2 sold me on the game. Because, like, he was hard on it. He was like, hey, the story's not the best at times, but it's still a lot of fun. Yeah. But, like, all these mechanics, like the looting mechanics and, like, all that, like, it's all really good. And, like, everything he said just sold me on the game. So I woke up the next day, went and did some stuff, and then I went to GameStop, and I picked up the Division 2. And goddamn, am I having fun with it? It's a lot of fucking fun. Like, I was not a fan of the Division 1. I played the Division 1 beta and was just like, eh. And then when we tried it on Game Pass, I was like, this is alright. I just don't like want to play this right now.
Yeah.
But this, I'm having a lot of fun with. I can see myself play. And I think it's going to come back to a lot of things, but like, it just feels really, really good. Like, I don't know if this is how Division 1... Oh, alright, yeah. I don't know if the Division 1 like felt like this towards the end because like I think we were playing very early level stuff.
We didn't get far.
Yeah, we didn't get to play very far. But yeah, so like pretty much once again, I mentioned it when we played the beta. They had the thing where it was text to audio where like the person's reading to you. Still something I think every game should have because like it's such a handy thing and it's a really cool thing that they had included still. So somehow I ended up making God rest his soul. My character looked like Luke Perry from like Riverdale and 90210. I think that's what he's from, right? Yeah. But with some tattoos. But that's what he looks like every time he pops up into a cutscene. I'm like, fucking Luke Perry. I miss you, dude. So pretty much the story is you are a division agent. Like you've been around since Division 1. Your base that you've been kind of at for a while gets under attack, but then a distress call comes from Washington, D.C. And I guess in the Division universe, if D.C. falls, shit's bad. Like, that's kind of like the place that needs to stay up. And I was like, okay, makes sense. So you get sent to Washington, D.C., and you show up, and you find out there's this gang. I believe they're called the Jackals. Like, they're kind of running amok. They're just a bunch of crazy people. And your job is to stop the Jackals, pretty much, is where I'm at in the story. So I'm only level 3, but I've played like a good couple of missions.
Okay.
So like, I think what didn't interest me in the Division 1 was like, I like a shooter where I have abilities. Like I like the abilities in Anthem and I like the abilities in Destiny. I don't think they had those. They had them a little bit in Division 1 from what I remember.
I don't know.
But I feel like there's a focus on them in Division 2 a little bit more. Because, like, very early on, they're like, hey, pick from, like, 8 different abilities. And then I do feel like the shooting feels really good. It feels really solid. Like, it's taking a little bit of getting used to. I still use cover in like Destiny all the time. Yeah. But Division, like, you have to be in cover. Like, so I'm still trying to get used to that a little bit. And I do feel like sometimes the movement can be a little awkward because there can be times where like I'm trying to get off of a wall, but instead I'm like moving to a different wall and I'm like, oh, crap.
I had trouble with that a lot.
Yeah. So they make you pick an ability pretty early on. And so I picked this little seeker mine. And what it does is I can drop it on the ground and then I can pick somebody, and it'll go up to them, which is really fucking handy
Yeah.
for when the enemy hasn't seen you yet. So you drop the mine, and then you select them, and it goes up to them, and they're all grouped up, and it explodes and kills a bunch of them. Love that. Feels amazing. And like, there's a good, like, you can pick from a good thing of abilities. Like, there's like 2 that are like, oh, this heals your armor over time. So it's like, oh, if you want to play like a support guy for your group, like if you're playing with a group, these are the ones it picks. Like, oh, here's a pulse thing that like shows where everybody is on the map. And I think if you upgrade that later, like you can make it give people status effects like EMP and stuff like that. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. And like all these abilities you're picking from, you eventually can upgrade and like do different things with. Like I think there's one for the Seeker Mine where eventually like I can set it up 2 at a time, and like that seems really fucking cool. And then like all the guns I've shot so far feel really like solid. Like there's nothing I've been like shooting and I'm like, oh, this does not feel good at all. Yeah. And so I've done about 2 to 3 missions. There's a lot of like setting up base and all that because, you know, it's early on in the game. They want to teach you some things. And so like I went and like I rescued some character's daughter, and I had a little boss fight. And like they kind of introduce you to like, I think they kind of give you like AI agents to help you who also have abilities. Because I got partnered with one who had the drone. Like it's like a drone with a machine gun, and like that drone was flying around fucking people up like crazy. And like the game just feels good even when I'm by myself. Because like I could have match made into that mission, but I was like, no, I want to play it by myself because like I just want to see how this plays as a solo game. Because like there are gonna be times where like I don't want to partner up with people, and like in Anthem I can't do that very much. In Destiny, like I can do that a lot. I feel. So I was like, well, how does Division play like by myself? Because I've seen like Kyle from the Whatnots and Megs are playing it pretty much by themselves, and like it's like, oh, I want to know how if I can do that. And so yeah, like I think I've only died once, and it was only because I got a little like gun happy and I was like rushing around like killing people, and then like I didn't realize where I was. And so, like, I was running around gunning people down, and then the boss spawned in, and the boss walked through the door next to me, didn't notice him, and he just started lighting me up, and I was like, what's happening? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So I had to restart the mission on that part, but that's the only time I've died, and, like, I don't know, like, the Division 2 feels really, really good. Like, everything about it just...
Everyone I've heard from thinks it's great, loves it, is having a good time. So.
Yeah, and, like... the fact that like they're supporting this with lots of free DLC and stuff, like I'm pretty in. Like I'm excited to play. Like, and like so lately, like I've been kind of like on in a video game rut where it's like I kind of just really want to play Destiny. There's not many other things I want to play right now, and like I haven't been thinking about video games as much. I've been thinking about the Division 2 a lot lately. Like I've been like I can go home and play some Division later. Like, yeah. But yeah, like it's really good, and like it was just on sale for like $45 or something like that. Like if this goes on sale, like even to $60, like it's worth it to pick up because like you can play this game by yourself and it's a lot of fun. Like, and
definitely if you like the tactical kind of shooting where you have to like plan your stuff, take your cover, you can't just like run in there guns blazing. So that's you know, if you're not into that, you might not like the game as much, such as me.
Yeah. But like if you like, I think if you like the Division 1 for most part, if you it's definitely an improvement. Yeah, like it's, and like I'm just excited to get to the end game because like once you hit the end game, like then you can kind of pick like a class based thing or whatever because like you got the grenade launcher, the sniper, or something else, I forget what.
I think someone gets a bow and arrow, maybe, or am I making that up?
Is it a crossbow? Maybe
a crossbow.
I think it's a crossbow. Yeah. Maybe
something. Who knows?
Yeah, like I'm having a blast with it so far. Like it's really cool. The characters are really interesting. Like one of the first characters you meet is this woman who like wants to be out there in the field but can't because she's got a prosthetic leg, and they're like, it's just really cool. Like I'm enjoying it a lot. Kind of don't know like if there's like an ongoing story thing from the Division 1 to this because like I didn't play the Division 1. Kind of want to do some research into it though because it's pretty cool. But yeah, Division 2, a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to keep playing it. And yeah, you'll probably be hearing me. Maybe we'll have a Division 2 segment. Just kidding. I think we have too many segments.
Some of them have died off, so.
Some of them have died off. Eventually going to add a Pokemon one. So yeah.
As long as we've got alliteration in our title for the segments, it'll be okay. But.
So we can't, can I just call it the Division download? No, I'm just kidding. That's It's a little too steely from the Destiny download.
I mean, if you want to retire the Destiny download...
I don't want to retire the Destiny download. Eventually we'll talk more about Destiny.
No.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the other game that I've been playing this week is Farcry New Dawn. I did not ever play Far Cry 5. Actually, to be fair, I've only played Far Cry 4, just a little bit of it, and that's the only Far Cry game I've played. I liked it, but I was doing this thing at the time where I would get games from Gamefly. I'd play them for a little bit. I'd be like, do I like this? And if so, I would send it back and buy the game, and if not, I would just send it back. So this is one where I sent back, and like I put it on my Christmas list, and like my stepmom got it for me for Christmas, and then never played it again. So, oopsie. I still have it, but anyway, that's my Far Cry history. But when I saw the preview for this, it looked fun. I was a little worried it would be somewhat too much like Rage 2, which I'm also excited for. And so I was like, eh. But this is a $40 game that was on sale for $20. And also my Amazon cashback money like paid for it. I had like $20.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I don't have to pay for this game, so I might as well get it. So I did, and I've been having a lot of fun with this. I did not have to worry about it being like Rage 2, because I think Rage 2 is going to be like really adrenaline action packed, and this has that slower, open world explorer kind of pace to it. But it's fun. It's got the humor. Like, I guess Far Cry normally has a sense of humor. It's got some pretty funny stuff in it. All the characters, all the NPCs, the main ones that you interact with anyway, have really fun personalities. And, okay, so the best thing about this game. So you get your little helpers that can come with you, and you can get a dog named Timber, which I got him pretty early on. And it was sad at first because you would go on a mission because the evil people were eating dogs, and so you had to go rescue him, and like some dogs had already died, which was really sad. But I saved Timber, and I saved some of Timber's friends, and so Timber decided to come stay with me, and he's my buddy now. So he's been coming with me everywhere. And he's really the most helpful buddy because he's the scout. And so whenever you go somewhere, he'll kind of just like run ahead, and he'll mark all the enemy locations. He'll mark where loot is for you to pick up. He'll mark where the alarm is, so you can go disable the alarm first before you start your attack. And that's just so valuable. Like, none of these other people do anything useful. Like, they maybe shoot some stuff. I don't know. Like, I've put some other ones on the missions to try to let them get some kills.
Okay. They're like actual people. Okay, because like in Far Cry 5, you get to pick from like animals, I think. Like you could have Cheeseburger the bear and like stuff like that. Okay, that's what
Well, you've got a whole mix of people, and then you've got Timber the dog, and then Cody. There's Horatio, the wild boar, who is your tank character.
Ooh,
and
fuck yeah.
Just before we started recording, I talked to the lady who gave me the side quest where I can go get Horatio. So I'm pretty excited about that. But those are the only two animals that you can get. But Timber's been fantastic. And I was telling you, like, just because you can, like, just pet him, and he rides in the car with you. He'll come jump in the car, and he just, like, will look at you and smile every once in a while. And I was like, man, I really like this. And I think I'm going to have to get that game called Little Friends, Dogs and Cats. That's like the Nintendogs game where you get to just have a little pet, because he's been really good for me. I like him. But yeah, so the other thing that's really fun, you got skill trees, you can unlock stuff. So pretty early on, I unlocked the fishing pole. So now I can go fishing, and I love some good fishing in a video game. I hate fishing in real life, but for some reason in a video game, I just love it. Just like, reeling in fish and doing stuff. So I've been having a fun time with that. Anytime I see a body of water on the map, I go see if I can get a new kind of fish there. Also, there's like monster teeth fish that are enemies, and like if you're in the water, they'll come attack you. You can't fish those. You have to shoot them with your gun. But everything, it's just like, it's an easy, fun way to spend time, because it's like you don't really have to work too hard to do anything. Well, I'm playing it on an easy mode, but like you just have like natural challenges, like you get a new gun and you get a certain number of kills, and it's like, hey, you completed your challenge with this gun. Here are some perk points for you to upgrade an ability. And so you just kind of get stuff pretty naturally, and I don't know, it hasn't seemed like I've had to grind or work for anything too hard. It has these outposts where you can go conquer them to get supplies, and then if you want to, you can reset them so that they'll be harder next time, and then you can get more supplies. I haven't done any of that yet. I'm like, no, you know what? I think I'm fine. So I'm about to get to the point where we interact with, I think his name's Joseph Seed. He's the guy from Far Cry 5, which I don't know anything about. And I'm like, okay. So we're about to see what happens there. But yeah, I think it's like 3 parts, I think, to the game. And I'm like halfway through the second part. But I'm just, it's just like, yeah, it's a good time. I don't know. I think I put this in Discord. So yeah, so there's this fun NPC named Nana, who's this old lady, and she's got herself a bit of an attitude. I don't even know why she's talking about this. She was like, yeah, my face is all wrinkled and I might look like an old scrotum. I was just like, oh my God, Nana. But like, yeah, but she was fun. So she's a sniper and she like had made this gun. And so what?
Of course. Nana is the sniper who says she looks like scrotum. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So you're supposed to do this challenge where you like shoot these skulls with the sniper gun, but I didn't understand what was happening. I walked up to an area and I kind of got stuck in it, and I was like, why am I stuck here? And then I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to do this. So I thought that I had automatically picked up the gun I was supposed to use because I'd recently gotten this shotgun that had this big kind of, it wasn't like a good scope, but it was like big and it had an X in the middle of it, and I wasn't used to it yet, so I was like, oh, this must be the gun I'm supposed to use. And so I did this challenge that you're supposed to do with a sniper rifle with the shotgun, and it was hard. It was really hard, but I eventually got through it. And then once I was finished, it was a 2-part challenge. I did both parts with the shotgun. And then when I finally finished and realized, oh, this is the sniper rifle I was supposed to be using, it would have been so much easier. So that's like the double-edged sword of who I am. I make stupid mistakes and do things the really hard way. But then also I'm real proud that I was able to do those challenges with a shotgun. Yeah, I'm like, hey, everybody else is using a sniper rifle. So, but yeah, I don't know, Far Cry. It's fun. And I mean, if it's still on sale, it's a cheap, good time.
I think it is. I think maybe the price it's at for a while. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. But, and it's not a intimidating open world. Like, it's not huge. It's just like a nice little manageable size. So, yeah. I'd say you should check it out if you're interested. So, there you go. Okay. So, last week, Nintendo had a Direct. And then, a few days after that, PlayStation was like, hey, we could do a stream and show you some of our stuff. It's called PlayStation State of Play. And then the day after that, Xbox is like, oh yeah, we could do some of that. We could show you some stuff. And there's this called ID at Xbox. And so pretty much, well, also, we're not even going to talk about it. Apple had like a Direct type presentation too. Everybody's having these Directs, man. Everybody wants to be like Nintendo, and it's fine because we get to see a bunch of cool stuff in games. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox. All right, Cody, do you want to start us off with the Nintendo Direct?
Yeah. So yeah, they did the Nindies Direct. I guess I missed the last one of these because they had like these 2 hosts come out, and I guess they were at the last one as well.
I guess I don't remember them.
Yeah. But the first like big thing I saw that I was like, oh holy shit, I want to play that on my Nintendo Switch was Cuphead is coming to Nintendo Switch, which is something that's like only been on Xbox and Steam and all that. And I was like, holy shit, what's happening? But they were like, oh, thanks to our friends at Microsoft, and you're like, ooh, what does that mean, guys?
I mean, they've been buddies, so
they have. So yeah, like Cuphead just feels like
it belongs on the Switch.
Game. Yeah, it belongs on the Switch. Like it's the perfect game for that. So I'm excited to finally get to play Cuphead because I could have played it on my Xbox, but like, it's just a hassle to turn it on, move HDMI ports, just
fucking HDMI ports, man. That's the worst. Also, just mention that the Cuphead thing started off with this weird black and white skit about drinking milk. I don't know. You had to wear a face
protector for the milk.
I don't know. It was so weird,
confused.
But it was like so funny and Nintendo, and it was like, yep, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, Cuphead.
Yeah. Are we alternating, or what are we doing? We didn't talk about this.
I figure we can alternate.
Okay.
Well, I think the first one for you is something I'm also excited for.
Yeah,
so.
Let's talk about this. So my friend Pedro looks like a kind of 2D platformer, punch-in. What would you call it? What would you call it?
Like a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up kind of game.
Yeah. And it looks really cool because, like, you've got some fun movement. You know, I like to be able to move fast, and so, like, he's doing flips and getting around and doing stuff. And it just looks like, okay, that's fun. But then, so Pedro is this talking banana that I guess just, like, floats around with him and, like, chats with him and stuff. And so, like, that's what makes it seem a little extra interesting. So I was intrigued by that one. But apparently
that game looks really cool. Because, like, also, like, they talk about how, like, you can slow down time at points in the game, and, like, they show, like, the character, like, doing a backflip, and, like, you have guns, and you're just shooting people while doing, like, a slow-mo backflip. And it just seems really cool.
I like it.
And the next one I had for this, and this is, like, kind of the last one I really, like, saw. I was like, I could buy that. Katana Zero. It's, like, a roguelike game where, like, you're kind of... It's very, like... It looks like a samurai gets sent to the future kind of thing, because there's a lot of like neon, like bright neon colors, and like you're just kind of going through it very quickly. But it's one of those games where like when you die, like you have to restart the level over, but like you use everything you know. It's very like fast paced, and like you use everything you like have done so far to get through the level again, and like.
I may be confusing my games. This isn't the one where you rewind time. Is this a different game? That must be a different game. Never mind. Never mind me. This is the one though where after you complete your mission, right, you go and you talk to your therapist.
Yeah, you talk to a therapist about
That's really cool.
Your like the assignment you just got sent on, and like it just seems really interesting to me. Like I really want to play this one.
Yeah.
So Katana Zero it looks pretty cool.
Okay. I thought for sure you would be interested in Rad. That was the game where it's kind of like, seems like an action adventure. You're going around and you get mutated. And so like you get different like weapons and growths and stuff coming out. It seemed fun. Yeah,
it seems fun. It's just like, I was just kind of like the trailer didn't sell me very much on it. I was just kind of like, okay. But like, the concept is cool. Like I want to see like actual gameplay of it. Just cause
I'm interested enough. I signed up for the beta on Steam, and hopefully I'll get to try it out there, because I don't know if that's one where I would just jump right in. But anyway, it looked fun. I'm just gonna say real quick, Red Lantern is a total no-go. It's about a woman competing in the Iditarod, where it's the dog sled race in Alaska, and she's like really sad and says she's a failure and doing all this stuff. So that's going on fine. Also, then you see a scene where there's 5 dogs pulling the sled, and then later you see a scene where there's 4 dogs pulling the sled, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do that. So that's a big no-go. But I think it's got Ashley Birch in it, and should be like a really good game. But I don't think it's for me, because
Where's that?
I think it's also like kind of a roguelike. So I think you restart it, and it's like procedurally generated stuff. Events happen as you go.
Yeah.
So
I think they said something about that.
Okay. And then this last one, you're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this, I saw this thing, it was Cadence of Hyrule. Then there's a whole long title I don't even want to get into, I don't know. But I was like, because it was a mashup kind of Crypt of the Necrodancer with some type of Legend of Zelda game. So the developers got the right to use Legend of Zelda characters in their game. And it seemed interesting, so I went back and was like, what is Crypt of the Necrodancer? Because I've heard of it, and I thought perhaps I had it from some free game or something. I didn't. But it was on sale for $3 on PlayStation, so I was like, I'm going to get it, because it's a rhythm game. Turns out it's a roguelike rhythm game, and so like when you first load in, you have to do this calibration, and it's like, okay, listen to the beat and push the button in time with the beat. And then it's like, okay, now this heart is flashing the beat. Now push your button in time with the heart. And so it gets like the latency of your button push with the rhythm of the thing. So it can get you really synced up. And so then you go into this dungeon. It's a top-down, like 16-bit graphics. And the music's playing. And there's like just this heart beating in the middle to like keep you on beat. And so you're supposed to move one block at a time in time with the beat and do your attacks in time with the beat, and like so you kill something and then you've got an opportunity for a bonus, and the longer time you can stay on beat before you mess up the beat, like that's how big your coin multiplier gets. So like if you keep killing, you get more and more money, and like you pick up gold coins that you can use to spend in a store in the game, and you pick up diamonds that you can use to unlock stuff when you die and you go back to the lobby area. And it's fun music. Like it's a really fun concept too. And when you go into the store in the level, these are procedurally generated as well. And so you have to like explore to find the way to get to the next floor. It's but you go to the shopkeeper and it's just this guy. But if it's gotten to the right point of the song, it's just like an instrumental song. But if you get to this point, the shopkeeper will kind of start singing, but like not with words. He's just like da 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 da, and it's like so much fun. And that's like my favorite part, if I can find the shopkeeper and have him sing. Yeah. And so like you've got like just like regular melee weapons, and you can pick up abilities. You can like drop bombs, and then you've got some throwables as well. Fun fact, if you accidentally throw your throwable weapon and hit the shopkeeper, he'll come attack you and he will straight up murder you. So don't accidentally attack him, okay?
Damn,
okay. It was an accident. I didn't mean to. But yeah, he'll get you. But it's a really fun game. If you like any type of rhythm game, I would recommend it, because like I wouldn't think that I would like a 16-bit top-down dungeon crawler, like, you know. But I was having a blast with this game, and like I don't get very far. I think there's at least 3 levels to the first zone that you're in, and I never got past the 3rd level. Actually, I don't know how many levels there are in a zone. I know that there are 3 zones, never got to the 2nd zone. But it's a lot of fun. So I think this Cadence of Hyrule will be really fun too, especially if you like Zelda, because it'll have those characters and then it'll have that rhythm game dynamic. And so I think it'll be something to look out for. So, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So
that'll wrap up our Nintendo. Cody, why don't you start us off on this PlayStation? Because apparently you got real excited about this PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I thought this was really cool. The reason they're doing these is because they're not going to E3, so they want people to know, like, hey, this is what we're doing throughout the year, which I think is really it's a smart concept. Like, Nintendo's going to do these. Like, Nintendo does a big like direct at E3, but like they still do directs throughout the year for like different franchises, and it's just like, hey, when it's time for an update, and so it makes sense. Like, I think every company should do these. Like, Xbox does it too. I'm pretty sure with the like Xbox. And so yeah, I like this. Like, it was short and sweet. They kept it to the point. There wasn't a lot of like.
Some of it seemed to go on a little bit long for me, but that's fine.
Okay, all right. I'm interested to hear that.
Yeah.
A lot of VR. We should point that out right now.
A lot of VR.
And I don't have a VR headset, but there are some VR things I was excited for, such as Iron Man VR. Just fucking makes sense to me. Like, why this hasn't happened sooner, I'm not sure, but it makes sense to me that we get an Iron Man VR game.
But to be fair, I think we all got a little misled and were very disappointed, because when we first saw that it was, you know, Tony Stark, we thought this was going to be a tease for the Avengers game. And
I feel like that would be.
It makes sense that it was not. Yeah. They wouldn't tease the Avengers game in this small little PlayStation State of Play. But we got our hopes up and we were disappointed. So that's too bad.
And like directly after that, they announced that No Man's Sky is getting a VR mode, and that's also a game I'm always like, it makes sense to me that game would have VR, and so it's good that it's finally getting it. So yeah, those were kind of like a 1-2 punch with the VR thing. What do you got next, Sam?
Mine was a bit later, but the thing that I was really excited about, the only VR that I got real excited about, was the Five Nights at Freddy's VR.
Oh yeah.
Which I've never actually played a Five Nights at Freddy's, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like my horror stuff. I love me some good jump scares. So, like, a good horror game in a VR headset, I think would be great. And I feel like that game, because if I know much about it, I feel like a lot of it is you're watching, like, TV monitors and keeping track of stuff that's happening. Yeah. So I feel like maybe you won't be doing as much, like, walking around and movement and stuff. So, like, I'd be less likely to get sick from that one. So, but yeah, I think that one's definitely one I'd want to check out. So.
Okay. Next up, I got Ready, Set, Heroes. This is a really interesting concept to me. So it's a cooperative dungeon crawler. So you're gonna like team up with someone and go through, but like all at the same time, there's another team going through the same dungeon. And like if you can, like the faster you progress, like the better loot you get. And then at the end of it, it turns into like a giant battle arena, and then it's the two teams facing each other. And I was like, all right, this is up my fucking alley. I like this.
It's like fucking Gambit. Of course you love it.
I was like, okay, I can do this. Cool.
Yeah.
And like the art style is really cool. Like then like there's a bunch of characters you get to choose from, and like I was like, yeah, I'm fucking sold on this game. I can't wait to play this.
I saw that and I was like, Cody's gonna like this one. So.
Like it was really awesome. Because like it's just something I've never really like thought about.
Yeah.
Because like dungeon crawling, like those are fun games, but like then turning into a competitive thing, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
All right. And I think the next thing we both have, because it was pretty interesting. You want to say it? Or do you want me to say it?
It's called Observation, and it's on a space station, and it has some real creepy vibes going on.
Is it on a space station?
It says,
or are you the space station?
It says you are the space station, which I don't know what the fuck that means. It's unclear what's happening in this game.
I got some very creepy vibes from it. I got a little bit like alien vibes from it a little bit, when like if you're on a ship by yourself kind of thing. It seems interesting. I'm interested.
I'm definitely interested. I don't know what to make of it though. Like Tacoma told a really good story about like being on a spaceship, but then like I tried Alien Isolation and I just got bored because like it was like too long, just like trying to build suspense with nothing happening. So gotta find that happy medium.
So we should say like the trailer kind of shows like it's this woman and she's kind of like going through the space station, and we're finding like empty spacesuits or spacesuits that maybe have dead people in them, and like like at one point they're like, you're on the space station, or are you the space station? And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, is Hideo Kojima like dropping another fucking clue to his video game here? I don't understand. But yeah, I don't know. I can't wait to hear more about it because it does seem really cool. So small thing. Concrete Genie. I've never really paid attention to this game, so this is the first time I'm actually seeing something about this game. It seems interesting. It's not a game for me, but it's just like it's a game like I don't feel like when I think about PS4 games, I think of this game as like a PS3 game because it's kind of like like let's see what we can do that people like kind of game, and like it seems cool, and I'm glad like it's gonna find an audience. People are gonna like it. But yeah, it doesn't seem like a game that they would like give a lot of spotlight to. Like, this is like an indie game. I figured it like would just come out, and so it's just cool to see PlayStation like supporting it. And
I think it's gonna make a splash. I think the graphics and stuff are gonna be really cool, and I think it's gonna really stand out. Because I mean, I feel like basically I think you paint stuff on the walls, and then it makes stuff come to life. Yeah. Like kind of not really monsters because I think they're friendly, but like creatures, big creatures.
Yeah, like you're painting creatures because like there are like shadow monsters that you're fighting against. So,
but I think it could be I think it's really, it's not for me. Also, I'm not super interested in this, but it looks cool, and I think it'll be a really good game probably. So yeah. This was one that was too long. I was like, Concrete Genie, they spend a lot of time on it, and I was like, And then your next one, they spend a lot of time on that too, and I was like,
I mean, it's their next big like tentpole game. It is. Yeah. So for some reason, no idea why, because up until like recently, I was like, Days Gone, who gives a shit? But lately, I've been like, I'm kind of interested in Days Gone. Like, I don't know if it's like, I think it's the part to do with like, I think like it's like a Red Dead game, kind of in a way. Like that's how I'm looking at it. But it's set in like a world with zombies, and you have a fucking motorcycle instead of a horse. And I'm into that for some reason. Like it seems really cool, and like I like the main character Deacon. Like he seems like an interesting character to me. And yeah, like I'm really excited for this game, and I don't know why. But like it's coming out soon, so I'm like I gotta figure out if I'm buying it or not. But yeah, like I liked everything they showed. They're not showing like a lot because I feel like there is like going to be something big in the story apparently. Yeah. but like they're kind of keeping some stuff under wraps, I feel. But like everything they show, like the game looks beautiful. Like it looks like an interesting world, and like I like the idea of like, because like in The Last of Us, which this game is always going to get compared to, it feels like the zombies are like a secondary, like they're there, but like they're not always like the threat. The real threat is like the people. In this world, it feels like no, it's like both the humans and the zombies are a threat, and you need to figure out what the fuck you're going to do about both of them. And like that's an interesting concept to me, because like usually it's like one or the other, or like one's just kind of there as a minor annoyance while the other is the real threat. And this one's definitely like, no, like freakers are very scary and the humans are terrible people. Like, be afraid of both.
I feel like zombies have been called freakers before in something. It didn't seem like a completely original name. I was just like, I don't know. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter.
No, like I'm sure, like, because they've been called walkers before The Walking Dead ever came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
The music that they were playing during this whole scene was really good, though. It was fantastic. And I shouldn't be surprised, because, I mean, it's a PlayStation exclusive. Like, everything about it is going to be top class, I think. So, of course, it's going to have really good music. But I was impressed by that. But I still didn't want to play it. So,
And so I'm definitely expecting another one of these in like 3 months, like closer to E3. Like, just kind of, you know, being like, hey, we're not at 3.3, but like, here's everything we're showing off. Like, here's a release date for The Last of Us 2 and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm expecting. Another one. And that makes sense. It's smart. Why allocate a bunch of resources when you can just throw a little 10-minute video up and show everything off?
Yeah. Speaking of videos, we should clarify. So, Nintendo and PlayStation did live streams of their presentations. Xbox just released a video on YouTube. And it was very disorienting because, like, everything was saying it's going to release at this time. And we're all like, where do we go to watch this? And, like, we couldn't find where we were supposed to watch it. And then finally found out, oh, it's just a video that they released on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess everyone was expecting a live stream, so I don't know if they worded it weirdly, because like I saw a bunch of things that were like, oh, it was supposed to be a live stream, but I guess we're just watching this video real quick, whatever. So weird.
No, and it was surreal because like I was like checking stuff. I'm like, okay, like their Xbox YouTube would probably have the stream. It should be going live. So I was on it and I saw this video for it. I was like, is this it? And it was like in this weird state where it had 32 views, and I'm like, because it had just gone up. I was like, this is so weird to like just be seeing this video right now. But anyway, that is neither here nor there because, you know, they're still just showing the same stuff. And this is the one that I was really into because this is the whole ID at Xbox thing, which all of their stuff that they were showing was coming to Game Pass for free. So all of this stuff that we're looking at, it's like, does it look kind of cool? Hey, you can go play it for free if you got Game Pass. It's like all the other stuff from like PlayStation and Nintendo. I'm like, oh, does this look cool? Do I want to pay money to play this? I don't know. We'll see. But like all this is like, hey, here's stuff that you're just going to get to try. So that's like why it really excited me. So the first thing that got me, it's called Void Bastards. And I've heard of this one before. And it's kind of a cartoony first-person shooter. And it really didn't show a lot of it, just going around shooting some stuff. But like, I don't remember what I've heard about it before, but I remember hearing about it before and remember being interested in it. So, and I mean,
remind me of a cartoony, like old school Doom, like how it's like first persony and that's interesting. I've heard of it before. I feel like here's the thing. I feel like I've heard a lot of these games before because there's another one called Supermarket Shriek. That's out on PlayStation already. So I was very confused. I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck? It's an interesting game. I'll give it that. Yeah. But like, I feel like I've heard of a couple of these, and I'm like, wait, okay, I guess they're finally just coming to Xbox. Whatever.
I guess so. But I mean, that's one where like you push around a shopping cart with a goat in it, and it's like just these little obstacle courses, and it looks really silly, stupid. Yeah. And it's probably fun, but like I'm like, I probably wouldn't ever pay to play that, but it's on Game Pass. You bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna go download that and play it as soon as possible because it looks really fun. But yeah, so there's that one. Do you want to talk about your game?
Yeah, so the only one that really stuck out to me was Killer Queen Black. So this is that arcade game I've been talking about for a while. And it was before, it was only just like an arcade system. but then it was coming to Switch, and I think it's just cool that it's now coming to Xbox Game Pass, because like this just means like more platforms for it to play on. And eventually, it's hopefully going to come to PlayStation, where I mainly play video games. And yeah, like this game just always seems really cool. I really want to sit down and actually play it. And yeah, it's just nice that it's getting places, because like it does. It's a really fun looking game, and I hope it like people pick it up and like really like it. So yeah.
Excuse me. So next up for me, it's called Operancia Stolen Sun, I think is the full title. And I'd seen this before because they'd announced for a while that this was coming to Game Pass. And it's like a fantasy setting that kind of reminds me of the style of Kingdoms of Amalur. So it looks really pretty. I like that. It's an RPG, and I think it's turn-based combat. So I don't know if I'll like it, but I'm definitely interested in trying it out. So, fun fact, this podcast comes out April 1st. Operancia comes to Game Pass on March 29th. So when you're listening to this, it's already out. You can go check it out. We may have already played it. Who knows? So that's cool. The next one that I was interested in is called The Good Life, and it was very unclear to me what this game was about, except that at some points it appears that you're playing as a little dog, and I like me some dogs. So I'm like, okay, I think I could be completely wrong, but I heard someone else talking that you're a person who can turn into a dog or cat at night. So I don't know, there's something about taking photographs as well, but I'm definitely gonna check that one out because I love me some dogs. And then the last one that I was into is called Afterparty. This is from the people who made Oxenfree. And this is the one where you and your best friend, I don't know why, you end up in hell. And the only way to get out of hell is to beat Satan in a drinking contest. And so you're having to go through all these different bars and to get to the final bar with Satan to try to get out of hell. So that one sounds fun. I've had my eye on that one for a while. So the fact that that's coming to Game Pass is cool. Fun fact: the female character is voiced by Janina Gavankar. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm sorry. Who's from Star Wars Battlefront 2? So that one looks pretty cool. I'm just excited that there's so many cool games coming to Game Pass, and I get to play them for free. And I understand that it's not technically free because I pay my monthly fee. But still, I mean, I paid for like a year, and so I'm not paying right now. So it's like it's free for me. So yeah. But those were the 3 direct style presentations.
Video games. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's a great time to be a gamer. There's so many games coming.
And tomorrow, Borderlands gets announced, probably.
Yay. Okay, let me just say this also. I think sometime in April, on one of the 20th that week, something, that SteamWorld Quest, I think is what it's called, Hand of Gilgamesh. It's the RPG that is a deck card game that you play. That's coming to Switch towards the end of April. It has a date. I don't remember what the date is. But I'm excited for that. So, I mean, we've got some fun games coming up. And it's kind of weird because I feel like we've been in this state where all the game release dates that we kind of knew about pretty much have come. And so it's all just like, what's coming up next? I don't know. We don't have a lot of dates for stuff. So it's neat that we're finally getting some dates. Also, Wolfenstein Youngblood. They had a little teaser come out today. Yeah, and I think it's July 20-something is when that one, it has a date now. And the fun thing is, so it's co-op, because it's the 2 sisters, the daughters of BJ Blazkowicz. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm bad with last names. So you either play with an AI partner or you can play with an actual person. And it's $30 for the game, or you can pay $40 and get a buddy pass and have somebody else come play with you, and they don't have to pay for it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one seems like a lot of fun. So there's a lot of games coming. So I don't know. Before we know it, E3 will be here, and there'll be all kinds of games announced. God, yeah. So, oh my God, I forgot. So April, I think 13th is Star Wars Celebration. And that's when they're going to show something for Jedi Fallen Order. So that'll be exciting. So that's just a couple weeks away. So,
cool.
Yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it for today. We do have a question from Megs, but we'll save that one for later. Thank you, Megs. But yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Cody? You never came up with a prank. It's fine. I didn't expect you to. It's fine.
Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I honestly forgot this was coming out on April Fool's Day.
All right. So again, if you want to get one of those Geek Heart Knit Club shirts, go check out geekheartgames.com/shirts. You can write to us like Green Guy did. If you have a knitting question, send us your knitting questions. We'll answer it the best of our ability. That's at contact. We'll answer it. It might not be good advice, but we'll answer it, Cody.
I have never knitted a day in my life, but I'll do my best.
I haven't either, but my sister knits, so I feel like I've got just like it's rubbed off on me from being around her so much. But all right, email us at contact@geekheartgames.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter at geekheartgames. We've got videos over at geekheartgames.com/YouTube, live streams at twitch.tv/geekheartgames, and you can join our Discord at geekheartgames.com/discord. I don't know why I got crazy there. I am on Twitter at SKSUVAK. Cody.
I am at Comic Cody.
All right. I was going to say something fun like my knit club sign off, but I got nothing right now. So Cody, why don't you take it away?
As always, remember you can leave us a 5-star review. We appreciate it so much. We love you guys.
Good job.
We're just two geeks who heart games. Do. Sam, I got a joke to tell you, actually. Okay. So, do you know why the word dark is spelled with a K? Like, do you know the actual reason? It's because you can't see in the dark.
A+. Oh, I like it. That was a good one.
Thank you.
So, the seance happened.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for an update on that.
Yeah, so it happened. Now, Sam, I'm a pretty, I believe in aliens. I believe in, the paranormal and stuff. I feel like I've seen a ghost or two.
Yeah.
This was toeing the line between this is a bunch of bullshit and, alright, some of this stuff I could believe. So, my sister tells me, hey, my friends are coming over. They're doing a seance. I'm like, all right, cool. Drive home. I walk through the door. It's my sister, her friend, Hannah, and her friend, Christian. Caitlin and Hannah are crying when I walk through the door. And Christian is just sitting there hey, how's it going? And I am confused as fuck what's going on.
You're freezing kind of a lot for me.
Kind of a lot.
Your audio is still coming through just fine, but the video is freezing a lot. I don't know if that's. I don't know.
Let's just keep going. See what happens.
Okay.
If it's not better by the time because this is a long story. So.
Well, do you want to hold on? Do you want to leave the call and come back?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. We'll both do that. I'll restart the call.
Then, so I'm I do not want to walk through because they're in the middle of the living room, and I don't want to walk through my living room right now.
Did they have a Ouija board, or what did they have?
No, they didn't have a Ouija board.
Okay.
I was very firm on that. I was nah, do a fucking Ouija board.
Nice. Yeah, so your sister's crying, and you're just I want to avoid this. I don't want to go help her.
I was
deal with it. No?
very confused. So I go, and I just bought the Friday 13th Freddy vs. Jason ice cube tray I bought that I shared in Discord. So I was I'm gonna go clean this and fill it with water and make my ice cubes. And so she walks in, she's oh, it's our grandpa in the house. And I'm okay.
Oh.
And then I get asked, do you want a tarot card reading? And I was well, fuck yes I do. Because why would I not? So I know this Christian fellow, really nice guy. He's really cool. I don't know this Hannah girl very well.
Yeah.
But let me just say, within the first 5 minutes of me meeting her, she's told me how much she loves her boyfriend. She took a phone call where they spent 5 minutes saying they love each other.
Yeah.
That'll play into another part of the story in a second. So I get my tarot card reading.
Okay.
It started, and I was like, this is bullshit. And then he starts saying some things.
Wait, Christian's doing the tarot card?
Yeah,
okay.
He's doing the tarot card reading.
Okay.
Then he starts telling me things that are becoming like scarily accurate to my life right now. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, all right. Cool.
Yeah.
Then he does like because you can do a 10 card versus a 3 card, and like the 3 cards is like kind of like your past, your present, and your future.
Yeah, that seems doesn't like don't do a 3 card. It doesn't seem worth it. You gotta.
I did the 3 card afterwards. I wanted to know like what the 10 card would be.
Yeah.
So like we do that. I'm like, all right, kind of bullshitty, kind of accurate, kind of it's cool. All right. Mm-hmm. Then this Hannah girl is getting her tarot card reading. Are you fucking kidding me?
Did
okay, well first off,
I just saw the light change that it went to blue.
So we can just use the OBS audio for this part.
Yeah.
Her tarot card reading was that she's having some inner demons, and she's gonna have to work hard to get through these inner demons. Was pretty much the summary. So keep in mind what I told you earlier about how she's like, I love my boyfriend, and they spent so long getting off the phone. She's like, I think the boyfriend's name was Elijah. We'll say it was Elijah, because if it's not Elijah, I don't care. She's like, I know what this is about, and like covers her face. It's being real dramatic. She's like, I've got to break up with Elijah. And I'm sitting there texting at this point, and I'm like, what? Like, huh?
Okay, first off, I hope these people don't listen to this podcast, because poor Elijah is going to get a surprise.
There's a random guy named Elijah who's like dating someone named Hannah, and he's just like, wait a fucking minute, what? And then she starts going on about how he has no future, and she needs someone who has a future. And they've only been together 3 months. I was like, maybe give them some time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was like, not a very good like first meeting of this with this person.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a very weird night because like these people are like younger than me by a lot, and I was just very confused about the things they would talk about. Like at one point they started talking about how a guy put a crack rock in places you don't want to put crack rocks, I feel. And I was like, this is a weird conversation. I would like to get up and leave right now.
Yeah, I would like to. This. I thought this was going to be about a seance, and I feel I've been misled.
Oh, so this Hannah girl claims she's an empath.
Okay.
Bullshit. Walks into my sister room, stops cold in the middle of the room, and starts speaking, and claiming that it's not her speaking. It's some kind of spirit.
Your
Who's
grandpa?
a family? No. So it was a family friend.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm sitting in the doorway, and I'm like biting my tongue, trying not to laugh. Because I'm like, what is going on? And then like 5 minutes pass where Caitlin's like just saying people's names that are family friends. Some of them aren't dead. She was just saying.
That you know of. It could have just happened.
And then so that all transpires, and then she's walking to the house, and she's like, there's a lot of energy in your room. And I'm like, well, first off, what the fuck does that mean? She's like, are you a very emotional person? And I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you just have a lot of energy in there. Like, are you sad or angry a lot? And I was like, sometimes. And she's like, are you happy a lot? And I was like, these questions are getting real personal. I don't like this very much. Can we stop? And so that night transpires. And I was like, oh, so y'all did all the rooms in the house. Like, you walked through and, like, looked for spirits in all of them. Like, yeah, every room that has a door open. So I'm about to go pee before we leave, because I'm going to drop these kids off at their houses, because it's very late at night. And I'm like, did you do the bathroom? And like, oh, no, that door was closed. We didn't go in there. I was like, hold the fucking phone. Go do a fucking seance in the bathroom. I don't want to be showering tomorrow. Look over and Shadow Man's watching me shower. I would like to be safe in my shower. So they both walk in there. They hold hands, and they're like, there are no spirits in the shower. And I was like, okay, thank God. Now please get out so I can pee.
What were you going to do if there was a spirit in there? I mean, you still have to use the bathroom.
Start showering at my parents' shower. Because fuck that noise. I'm not having a shadow man watch
The
me.
ghost can't go to the other bathroom in the house?
Maybe he's like tied to the... Okay, you know, the logic here wasn't very
Very
sound.
good, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was a very interesting night.
Okay.
Just, yeah. So apparently my grandpa was in the house. So if you ever see like a thing walking by... Oh, I should say, the logic behind it's my grandpa is Caitlin asked this Christian fellow to describe the person. And apparently Christian went, he has a beard. And Caitlin smacked the ground and went, that's my grandpa.
Because he's the only one who's ever had a beard.
Apparently.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, a little bit bullshitty, but okay.
Okay. Well, you know.
Yeah, it was a... Oh, apparently there's also another thing that's walking around my house. So, yeah.
Some type of non-human?
Apparently.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I believe in this stuff, but this seems a little bullshitty at times.
Yeah. I don't know where they got their seance stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite seem legit, but that's fine. That's fine.
Doesn't.
Okay.
No.